The jog from the tunnel to the mat in the middle of Scott Trade Center in St. Louis in March of 2017 was only about 100 feet or so. But Joey Lavallee's journey to the 157-pound national title match was so much longer.
At the lowest point in my career, and that was just after my redshirt years, after nationals. Coach Smith sat me down and talked to me like, hey, you know you're not living your life right, so I needed to change.
We were at the end. It was the end of my rope for him. Where do you want to go wrestle? Because you're not going to wrestle here with the way you've been.
You got to a point where you hated wrestling?
Yeah. I would say my redshirt year, I hated it with a passion, and I almost quit.
How did he ever get so low? The Reno, Nevada native was a Division I wrestler at a signature program, essentially living his dream. But he wasn't living Tiger style, head coach Brian Smith's all-encompassing program on and off the mat. Joey was angry, even though he had no real reason to be, and he didn't know why.
I was having a lot of anxiety, depression, just everything wasn't right in my life. School wasn't my main focus. I just was all over the place with my emotions, and if someone wronged me, that would just upset me, and I would just let that affect my whole day and stuff. I was either angry or very sad, disappointment. I think a lot of it came from disappointment, and I just kept getting disappointed with myself, with how my wrestling was. And then every time I missed practice, I get disappointed, and then the anger started kicking in. I get pissed at myself and just kept beating myself down.
It had to come from him. It really couldn't come from me, and that's when I finally just said, you got to do this, or you're just not going to make it.
For the missed practices and the losing and the frustration to all stop, the anger had to stop. Joey went home and made a list, and then he got to work.
I remember the first one was get a haircut, and that was like, whoa, he got a haircut.
I think it was willing to take someone else's perspective and let it try to help you, and made sure kept that list and kept looking at it every day and just trying to improve. And every other week, so pretty much twice a month, I would go see Dr. Holliday to help me with just my issues outside of the room and just to help improve myself to get better.
Physically, there was nothing wrong with him. Lavallee was all-conference as a freshman, nearly an All-American. As his mental health improved, his wrestling returned to form. He opened up, first to team psychologist Greg Holliday, then to his girlfriend, and gradually to the coaches. Letting the walls down is tough to do in a tough guy sport, but Joey had to.
And I understand for guys, it's tough. It's like, oh, you gotta be tough. You gotta keep it in. You can't show like weakness or emotions. And it was a struggle for me, but as I started talking to Holliday, then I started opening up to Sienna, and I started opening up to the coaches, what's going on and stuff. And with that, it just started lifting the weight off my shoulders.
Call it the most important reversal of his career if you want to, but Joey was happy again and grateful.
I didn't worry about wins or losses. I just was excited to get back in the room, always excited to learn something new and improve myself and to get better every day. And I didn't hate the sport anymore. I started actually loving wrestling.
Then it just became, this is Joey, and next thing you know, you're looking out and he's getting up on the big stage and he's in the national finals.
Lavallee did not win the national title that day in St. Louis, but he is living his dream again. Mentally fit, he's returned to physical dominance, back to the top of the Mid-American Conference with a second straight MAC title, and the number 2 seed at 157 pounds, a favorite to return to the national title match. All because of his mental strength.
It was something I knew could happen, but it doesn't always. A lot of people won't make that change, but Joey decided to do it.
It's not just wrestling, it's everything outside of wrestling. It's doing the right things in your social life, doing the right things in class. Not just sitting in the back, but asking questions and just always trying to get better at life.